Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Iyabo. I guess I can still say Happy New Year since it's just the second month of the year. So Happy New Year to everyone. Happy 2020. I hope the year is going pretty well for all of you. So I wanted to come on today to do a video mainly to talk to young women who are young in their career. And you know that's my passion. I just love to inspire and empower young women as much as I can, just so that you can live your best life and you can make good and better decisions early in your career. So what I want to say is this phrase, and I'm sure some of you probably recognize the phrase, don't leave before you leave. And if you've read her book, Sheryl Sandberg, the book Lean In, you probably remember that chapter. I know it's taken me a while to read her book. I've been putting it at the end of my reading list for a while because I was kind of talking myself into believing that I knew what the general gist of the book was. But I'm glad I picked it up. I promised myself I was going to pick it up this year, and I'm halfway through, and it's such a great book. Every young woman should pick up that book and read it. And in the chapter where she says, don't leave before you leave, a young woman at Facebook approached her and was asking about how to balance work and family life. And I think she kind of stopped her halfway through her sentence because she knew what she wanted to ask. And she asked her if she was married or had kids. Believe it or not, this woman wasn't married. She didn't even have a boyfriend, and she had no kids. But she was already projecting her future on how she was going to cut back on her career to compensate for her personal life. So Sheryl was kind of alluding to the fact that young women, and I'm part of them because I've been through that too, we psychologically exit our career before we even start our career when men are thinking the opposite. And I've gone through this in my medical career too, because I've taught hundreds and hundreds of medical students who've rotated through my practice. And I found that the questions male students ask are different from the questions female students ask. So male students usually want to know the business related questions, the strategy questions. Oh, doctor, why did you choose this location for your practice? How long did it take you to pay off your loan? Did you have to do an MBA to open your practice? They were curious about the business strategy. The females, on the other hand, and it's understandable, I'm not trying to say it's wrong or right, but the female students, on the other hand, wanted to know how I was balancing being a wife and a mother, and if they would have to work part-time, or if I had to leave my career for a while. How did I balance, having my young kids? So they were thinking more of how they were going to lean out or lean away from their career to compensate for their personal life, while the men were thinking of how they were going to lean in and asking business-related questions. So I know that not all women are career women. I'm not trying to say that as women we shouldn't take care of our families, but I think sometimes we often exit our career before we even enter a career. So if you know you want to be a career woman, there's ways to do it, and I'm going to come to that in a second. But Sheryl is trying to say that we should try to lean in, and men should also be watching this video because we need your help to understand the thoughts that go through young women's minds on balancing life and family. The same thing in my practice. I've had my practice for 16 years in Atlanta, and in that general area, in the last 10 years, I can count easily at least 4 practices that have shut down, and they were owned by women because they were going through personal challenges. Some of them just had young kids and they were single moms and they couldn't cope anymore, or they're going through a bad patch in their marriage. There was one that was going through a divorce who basically just shut down her practice and started giving her patients away. She called me, and she had a super busy practice, even busier than mine. And she called me and asked if I wanted to take on some of her patients. And of course, I was happy because that would help me grow my practice. But she was giving away a solid practice, a practice she could have taken a deep breath, tried to figure out her personal issues going on. I think her husband was her practice manager. They were going through a nasty divorce. She could have saved that practice and at least sold it at a reasonable price, but she walked away from it, moved out of state. So meanwhile, the female practices are closing down, but the male-owned practices are flourishing and thriving. They're growing their practices. They're acquiring other practices. You'll even know, those of you who are business-minded in medicine, Most practices are owned by non-doctors, and most of them are male non-doctors. CPAs, attorneys, investors, they are the ones who know the value of the medical enterprise, not us doctors. But that's another topic for another day. But we doctors should understand the value of this huge enterprise called medicine. And it's not only about carrying our stethoscopes, but women, you have to lean in. And this is not only for doctors and medical students, this is for any woman in her young career, that you have to lean in if you want to rise in your career or if you want to be an entrepreneur. So now the magic question is, I know this video is long, but it's important. Magic question is, but doctor, oh, we have to raise our kids, we have to take care of the home, we have to cook, clean. How are we going to do it? Well, many of you who've asked me privately, I've given you the answer. It's not very simple. I know I'm simplifying it, and I know there's many layers and complexities to this answer, but you need to ask for help. That's the only way you're going to do it. You'll have to make a budget in your home, have a family meeting with your husband, and let him realize you don't want to cut back or lean away from your career. What are nannies, Uber drivers, personal assistants, cleaners, and meal services for? So stop getting angry at your husbands and your spouses for not helping you. I guess there's a few stay-home dads, but it's not the norm. So you're not going to have your husband, stay home and take care of the kids and you go to work. And that I respect dads who do that. I'm not talking down stay-home dads, but it's unlikely that's going to be the situation for you. So you have to marry somebody who you know is going to support your career, and you can all both sit down and create a budget for help. You have to ask for help. You don't have to cook every day. You can get a meal service. You can get a cleaner. I did that for my kids. I hired college students in the beginning when I couldn't afford expensive help. I had college students I paid like $10 to $12 an hour who helped me with my kids, drive them to school, helped me do grocery shopping, run errands for me. I had a cleaner who came in once every 2 weeks. You have to ask for help so you can also take a breath and be able to take care of yourself. So this video is long. I'll continue another day. But when you're courting and when you're dating, listen to your partner. If you're dating somebody, you know that once a woman who's going to stay home and raise kids, and that's not what you want to do, you probably need to move on. So don't think, oh, I'll get married to him, he'll change his mind at some point. People don't change that easily. So listen to what you're hearing. It's good to fall in love. Love is great, but you also have to keep all your senses acute. So my mom, when we were young, she had several thriving businesses. She and my dad were in business together as well. She took care of herself. She flourished. She leaned into her career. And we had help. She had people who did the grocery shopping, people who cook. Sometimes you all know who were raised in Nigeria. We all had drivers. So our parents had help. So women, nobody's asking you to do everything. You don't have to do everything. So I'm going to stop here. I hope this was helpful. 2 statements. Don't leave before you leave, and ask for help. Thanks for watching.